Hey, what's going on, everybody? Old man screaming at screens. Screaming again today. Went and saw He-Man, Masters of the Universe. And, I have to say, let me just say this, that I'm screaming today, but listen, screams take all kinds of things. I can scream for joy. I can scream for happiness. I can scream out of fear. I can scream out of anger, which is a lot of what maybe you see in the graphics. But you know what? It's not always going to be that way. Today, I'm going to scream because I had a good time, right? You can ride a roller coaster and scream because it's fun. And that's what Masters of the Universe was. Surprisingly, listen, I went in, it's 2 hours and 22 minutes. That's long. I'm a 90-minute movie guy, and this is long. I did not get bored. That was probably a great surprise. And the fact that the acting, very good. Made myself a little list here, so I'll be referring to that. Nicholas Galzatine did a great job. Gives me Austin Butler vibes, but he did a good job. He knew what this movie was. He did a great job. Camila Mendes as Tila. Jared Leto did a good job, surprisingly, as Skeletor. You would Skeletor. Listen, I'm not a He-Man guy, right? I watched the cartoon when I was a kid, but I didn't like collect toys. I didn't do all this. I was more of a G.I. Joe guy. More of a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon kind of guy. This wasn't my jam when I was a kid, but I enjoyed watching. I enjoyed not being burdened by the lore in this case because I wanted to judge this as a movie. Was it good? Was it entertaining? And it was. Once again, shockingly so. And what I found was that they, that there's, in the movie, they're very self-aware, right? This could have been bad. This could have been a lot of girl bossing. This could have been a lot of, I'm going to try to teach you something. I'm going to be preachy. But it wasn't. It wound up being far better than I thought. Once again, being self-aware is a good thing. Knowing what you are is a good thing. And yeah, was there some dialogue about, what is a man and manhood? And that's fine, because I think that speaks to a lot of young men today who are trying to work that out and trying to figure that out. Also the fact that this gave me, and I'm shocked to even say this, I got Flash Gordon vibes, right? The old Flash Gordon. They watched some film. I'm just saying, they knew they made this in a certain mode and a certain model. And I think they looked at Flash Gordon and said, oh, we could borrow some stuff from that. In fact, there's a line early in the movie that pays off later. Once again, no spoilers here today, because I want you to say, look, can you do the 2 hours and 22 minutes? Is it good for kids? Yes, there is more swearing in this than I thought. So if you got kids, just so you know, they're dropping some words there, and there's some innuendo. Listen, when you got characters like Fisto, I'm just saying, the jokes write themselves. Stick around though. There are 2 post-credit scenes in the movie that you'll want to see. And once again, I'm glad that I can scream in a good way. Otherwise, you would hear me screaming in a bad way. So I scream good. I scream good about this movie. Is it something I'm going to go watch again and again? No, but if it's on, I'm not going to turn it off. So if you want a movie experience, if you're definitely a fan of He-Man, another thing I would say is this, is that it is cartoonish in the best way. So if you're thinking, is this going to be like the cartoon? Yes, I think so, but in the best way, not in the worst way. So I'm going to say, listen, if you're a fan of He-Man, if you grew up with that, owned all the toys, all the things, you're going to like it. If you don't have any knowledge of He-Man at all, the story is there, right? It does a great job of sticking to the story, telling the story, and I think it all works. The action sequences are good. The fighting is good. The different relationships. Idris Elba does a fantastic job. There's some surprise voice work in here that I'm not going to spoil. There's some surprise music in here I'm not going to spoil. Do they keep true to the theme and the He-Man theme of those things? Absolutely. So yeah, listen, I'm screaming today, but I'm screaming in a good way. I'm screaming like, hey, it's not a bad movie here. So listen, I want to thank you guys for joining. Thank you for hanging out today with the old man screaming at screens. Today I'm screaming in a good way, but I'd like to hear from you. If you've seen the movie, tell me what you think. Give me a scream down in the comments there. Tell me what you think about the movie. Also, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're brand new here, thanks for being a part today. Join me every week as I scream about movies that are on the screens, whether that's this screen or this screen right here. But anyway, that's it for today, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being a part. Hit that thumbs up button. That lets me know you like the video, want more of them. Now go out there and scream about some movies yourself. Talk to you later.